So you're thinking about a trip up to Canada, huh? Well, if you've ever had a DUI, you're going to want to stick around. We are breaking down the rules that could seriously make or break your trip across the border.
I mean, just imagine it for a second. The car is packed, you're excited for a long weekend in Montreal, and you pull up to the border, only to have an old mistake bring your entire trip to a screeching halt.
So you might be asking, why are they so tough about this? Well, here's the thing. In Canada, a DUI is not viewed as just a simple traffic ticket. Under their law, it can be classified as serious criminality, and that single distinction, it changes absolutely everything. But hey, don't turn the car around just yet. Getting blocked at the border is not the end of the story, not by a long shot. There are clear, legal paths you can take, and in this explainer, we are going to walk through every single one of them step by step.
Okay, first things first, let's really get to the bottom of the problem. Why exactly does a DUI from, say, the United States even matter to a Canadian border officer in the first place?
It all comes down to a legal concept called criminal inadmissibility. Basically, this law gives border officers the power to refuse you entry for crimes that are also illegal in Canada. And yep, you guessed it, that definitely includes DUIs.
Now, this is where things get a little tricky, but I promise you it is the most important part to wrap your head around. There was a big law change back in 2018 that created this huge fork in the road. And when your offense happened, well, that determines which path you have to go down.
Okay, I want you to mentally circle this date, December 18th, 2018. Before that day, a DUI was considered criminality. But after that date, when Canada toughened up its impaired driving laws, that same offense got bumped up to serious criminality. And trust me, that one little word change has a massive impact on your options. And the difference? Well, it's pretty much night and day. Criminality, the old way, meant you might have an automatic path to getting in after 10 years. But serious criminality? That automatic path is just gone. That 2018 date is absolutely key. All right, let's go down that first path. So if your DUI happened before that big 2018 law change, you need to listen up because you have an option that simply doesn't exist for more recent offenses anymore. It's called deemed rehabilitation. And you can think of it like an automatic pardon. There's no application, no fee to pay. If you check all the right boxes, Canada basically just says, okay, we consider you rehabilitated.
But, and this is a pretty big but, the criteria are incredibly strict. It has to be a single offense, and it has to be from before that 2018 date. Plus, a full 10 years have to have passed since you fully completed your sentence. And on top of all that, you can't have any other convictions. It's got to be a clean slate or this path is closed to you.
And here's where a lot of people get tripped up. That 10-year clock doesn't start when you were convicted. It starts when your sentence is 100% complete. That means fines paid, probation over, license back, all of it. Okay, so what if your DUI happened after that 2018 cutoff? Well, welcome to path number 2. The rules here are completely different, and you really need to pay attention. This user on Reddit just absolutely nails it because your offense is now considered serious criminality. Time alone does not heal this wound. You literally can't just wait it out.
So the main takeaway here is really simple. If your DUI is from late 2018 or later, waiting is not a strategy. It won't work. You have to be proactive and actually apply for a solution if you want to get in.
So that brings us to what I like to call the toolkit. No matter which path you're on, there are legal tools you can use to help you cross the border. So let's break down the main ones you need to know about. First up, we've got the Temporary Resident Permit, or TRP. Think of this as your short-term solution. It's for urgent, necessary travel, like an important business trip or a family emergency. It's not for a casual vacation. Now, if you're looking for a permanent fix, you want to look at criminal rehabilitation. This is a formal application that, if it gets approved, means your old DUI is no longer a barrier. You won't have to worry about this issue again. But, this permanent solution, it takes time and it costs money. You have to wait 5 full years after your sentence is complete just to apply. Then there's a fee of $1,000 Canadian dollars, and the processing itself can easily take a year or even longer. So what's your game plan? Well, first, you've got to honestly assess your own situation. Look at the timeline. Second, you got to choose the right tool for the job. Is it an urgent TRP, or are you going for the permanent rehabilitation? Then it's all about gathering your documents and getting that package submitted. And that application package is absolutely key. The Canadian government provides checklists just like this one for a very good reason. Just one missing document can set you back by months. You want to get it right the first time.
You're going to need your passport, both FBI and state police checks, all the court documents, and solid proof that you finished every single part of your sentence. And here's a big heads up. Even if a record has been expunged in the US, Canadian border agents can often still see it. So you have to be completely upfront.
Now, here's a fantastic pro tip for you. If you think you fall into that deemed rehabilitated group, but you're a little nervous about explaining it all to a border officer, well, a legal opinion letter from a Canadian lawyer can be a total game changer. It's basically a pre-written legal argument that you can just hand right over to the officer.
Look, it's not a simple process, but it is a clear one. Whether you're on that pre-2018 path or the post-2018 path, you have options. The question is, now that you know what they are you ready to take that first step?